guarantee you can copy when they exit. Because yeah, it's all good and well that this guy, the coordinated shell started and you could have bought and made money, but how are you going to know when to sell this thing? Because when you copy the entry, you have to copy the exit because the money was made from the copying. But this guy's not going to tell you where to sell, so you're just going to end up fucking yourself over, right? Now, next reason. Most mentions of coins on Twitter and YouTube are paid and coordinated shills, designed to make you FOMO buy so they can make money. Again, this was an example, right? We just went over that. 90% of Twitter and YouTube gurus don't actually make money from the markets. So when you end up copying some guy on Twitter, generally speaking, you're going to be copying someone who's actually unprofitable. And copying someone who doesn't make money is just going to not make you money as well. Now, it's also, this is the most important part of why you shouldn't copy people on Twitter. It's not the coin that makes you rich. It's the process and the strategy and the edge. When you copy someone on Twitter, the only thing you're copying is when they buy and what they buy. What they buy is the least important part of a portfolio. The coin doesn't matter. I can give you the best performing coin of this bull run, but if you don't have a plan and a strategy, you're going to lose money. I can give you the shittest performing coin of this bull run, but if you have a proper plan and strategy, you'll make tons of money. I could tell you, if you had a proper strategy, I could give you fucking Ripple, and you'd make you could make millions of dollars off Ripple if you had a proper strategy. It's not about the coin. It's about the portfolio, the process, the thesis, and the consideration of downside up front. Because without these components and the consideration of what you can lose up front, what you're essentially doing is you're borrowing money from the smart and giving it back to them when they need it. And this relates back to the concept of that everyone makes money in a bull run. And I've talked about this many times in this course. Everyone makes money in a bull run, but not many people keep that money, right? And there's one of these famous quotes from one of these books that I read from 100 years ago. They say, everyone makes money on paper in a bull run, but it stays on paper because they never take profit and they don't have a system to even be able to show them where to take profit. So yeah, you can copy an influencer like this guy, Track, whatever his name was. Where is it? Wherever it went, Track over here. You can copy him and you can make money, right? Whatever. How much did it go up? It went up 2x, right? And you made money. But you have simply borrowed the money from smart people and you will give it back to them when they need it. Because copying people from Twitter makes you money, but you cannot keep the money. Because copying is not an edge which you could do for 20 years straight and make money from. For example, if you were to sort of extend out onto a 20-year time horizon the amount of money that you would make from copying Twitter influencers or YouTubers with what their favorite coins are, if you were to like look at what the 20-year return profile is, you would actually make $0. Because the process of copying has no edge in the way that you would do it here. Without a process, without a portfolio, without a thesis, without all the things that make you an investor, you will make money, but you've just borrowed it and you will give it back to the market when they ask for it. Okay? And I've got some tweets here from Kun. I mention this guy quite a bit because he's got a lot of relevant tweets to what I'm talking about here. And I think he puts a lot of these concepts really well. So the reason picks are the least important is many people here will end up holding similar things, but all will have different results. The things that impact performance include the entry price, exit price, sizing, focus, wherever you try to time around positions, time horizon, etc. An influencer holding a coin doesn't mean anything. Their entry could be 3x lower, or you may have a better entry, which is great, but then you only have a 0.5% while they have a 10% position. Mastering yourself and your temperament, psychology, and process is the alpha. We can all own the same assets, but even then, this is what happens. You built conviction as we pass enthusiasm into exuberance on the same coins that smart money buys in dismay and to hope. Until you realize it's not the picks, you will stay in this cycle till broke. And this relates back to what I said before. When you go on Twitter and you pick the coin to copy, you're going to pick the one that they have the most conviction on. But influencers, when they have conviction, guess which stage of this market cycle they all have crazy conviction on a coin, right? They have the conviction up here. It's here where the Twitter influencer has crazy conviction, and it's here where you end up copying them, right? If you were to have copied an influencer when they talked about a coin, but it was at the point of the most amount of capitulation and fear, or just, at a good entry, then it could have made you money. But most of you guys are just not going to end up doing that. So what's the solution to all of this, right? What's the solution to not copying your favorite influencer, right? Let me give you some general feedback, because now you know what not to do. What's the solution? Solution. If you follow someone, follow them closely. As in, get every entry and exit exactly as it happens. This will only happen in a paid group. So for example, I have a mastermind. I tell you exactly what I'm doing. That is the level of sort of copying, I guess, or the level of insight that you need to be able to follow someone else and copy what they do to make money. Because that way, you're getting exactly the edge that they're doing. Now, another solution is don't copy traders, only investors. If you do have to copy someone, you should try not to copy people, but if you have to, don't copy traders, only investors. Investing is simpler. Just to put it easily, investing is simpler, easier to sort of replicate, right? Trading is near impossible to copy. And that's why all these copy trade services are scams, because it's near impossible to copy, right? Like when you get like these signal services and they give you the trade calls, it's unless you're implementing the sort of advice with your own system, it's just near impossible to make money. Because the way that I put it is like this, right? Copying a guru's trades is like having him speak to you through an earpiece, giving you lines to say to a girl you try and talk to on the street. So imagine you got a pick-up artist course. You're trying to figure out how to talk to girls. And you got like a little earpiece in an AirPod. And the guy is telling you what to say through that. Do you think you're going to be able to get the girl just copying the lines, but you're a fat nerd that has a receding hairline, and you're like stuttering, and you just clearly don't take care of yourself? Do you think you're going to get the girl? No. It's more about the way you say something. It's more about eye contact. It's more about the confidence. It's more about the work you did before you even spoke to her. Are you healthy? Are you in shape? Do you have nice fashion? All of these things are way more important than the lines that you use. And the equivalent of this metaphor in investing or trading is it's not about the calls. It's not about the coins, right? It's not about the lines. It's about what you do alongside these things. So do you work out? As in, did you build a strategy? Are you researching the market all the time? Are you staying up to date with the latest trends? And maybe another component is, do you have a mentor, right? Do you have someone that you're working alongside who can basically level you up as quick as possible, right? These things are much more important than the calls, right? So another solution, build and follow your own system. Become self-reliant. Only take alpha from your close circle, not randoms on the internet, on social media. Another solution is if you want to copy your favorite influencer, just invest into their fund. Like, for example, everyone wanted to copy Suzu. What's his name? This guy. Everyone wanted to copy this guy. He used to be the founder of 3 Arrows Capital, which was a investment fund, right? And people would try to copy his calls and all this sort of shit. If you want to copy guys like this, just put money into their fund. Like, just invest into their investment fund. Don't try to fucking copy trade them, okay? That's It's a much better way to do things. So that's everything for this video. It was a little bit messy and all over the place, but hope you found it useful. Cheers.